you're a plant manager, a supervisor, or a safety lead, and you're worried about your next incident, fine, or insurance hike, then this video is for you. I'm Brad with Biz 101 HQ, and I spent over 10 years in manufacturing. Started on the floor, worked my way up as a supervisor, running the whole plant, and eventually the general manager. I was on the safety committee, a certified first aid attendant, and I rewrote the vast majority of the safe work procedures for our 100-person facility. I have walked countless of plant floors, and honestly, in the first 10 minutes, I can easily spot 5 hazards that are going to typically cost you time and possibly shut down your plant for a duration of time because of a workplace injury. Today, I want to give you those 5, the exact corrective actions that I got my plant to 0 findings and kept recurring issues gone. Let's dive in. Hazard number 1, poor housekeeping and cluttered walkways. Slips, trips, and falls are some of the easiest ways that you're going to get an incident taking place at your plant. Hopefully this doesn't lead to an injury or a lost time accident, but this is typically what happens. Unfortunately, a lot of plants just go ahead and they wait for their safety guys to do their audits to find issues that need to be addressed. It needs to come from the culture of the plant. Every single employee must buy into cleanliness because cleanliness equals safety. So, how do we do this? Well, it's going to start from the very top. As you walk through your plant, if you're a manager or a supervisor, you need to take action yourself when you see something left out in an area that could cause harm. You do this on a regular basis, plus over-communicate to your employees the importance of keeping your work site clean. You will have a safe plant in no time. Hazard number 2, improper or missing PPE. We've all seen this on the floor. Hard hats are tilted up or not being worn. Gloves are missing. Safety glasses are up in the air. Well, we need to crack down on this from the very beginning. And actually, you need to be cracking down on this all the time. And when I say the very beginning, what I'm referring to are your new hires. Your new hires need to understand how strictly you're going to enforce your safety protocols at your plant. What I hate hearing is that people do their daily PPE check-ins. They know they're coming. It's structured. It's part of your day. They're going to have them on when they see you come around, and as soon as you leave, they take them off. You need to be checking every time you're walking the floor. It's that simple. If you're going to go to the other side of the plant to go talk to someone in shipping, receiving, as you walk by, you see someone not wearing their PPE, you're going to say something. All leads should be saying something. If it's your safety manager, if it's your plant manager, you yourself, if it's your team captain or something that's maybe running the shift, every single person needs to buy into this and call people out immediately. This has to be strict. What I like to do with new employees is I add it to their onboarding checklist and I have them sign off because again, you need to make sure that you're documenting everything thoroughly just in case an incident takes place. Hazard number 3, forklift, pedestrian, traffic mix. No marked lines, missing mirrors, speeding drivers. These are typically the 3 that I see at plants where an incident has taken place. Well, you could institute a designated walkways for your pedestrians. At one of my previous plants, that's exactly what we did. We had painted out areas where no forklifts could operate, and we had it so only pedestrians could walk in those areas. Convex mirrors are easy, put them in the corners so people can see. 5-mile-per-hour limits is another thing that some plants like to do, and stopping and honking at every intersection. Some plants, of course, can't do these all, especially the stopping one. I worked at a plant where it was very demanding. You needed to go all the time. If you were an operator, stopping was not physically possible. We had designated right-of-way was always given to the forklift driver in specific areas. And it was known that that driver needs to have the right-of-way. If there's other drivers or pedestrians walking around, they had to stop to make sure that they were aware that that forklift driver was not in the way. The forklift drivers need to be doing honking at a bare minimum. Honking has to happen every time they go through a door, come to an intersection, anytime they go past another person walking on the floor or around the plant, they have to be honking and making eye contact. Now, these are some simple ways that will cut down near misses dramatically, but recurring issues are a huge problem in plants. And what I had to do, I actually had to shut the mill down immediately. I stopped everything. I brought everybody together because we were having recurring incidences with forklifts. I had 2 within a week, and then I had a third one that was just taking place. Instead of me beating around the bush, putting it on a memo, or waiting for the next meeting, shut the mill down, shut the plant down, bring people together, tell them what exactly you need, and get that thing fixed. You have to communicate to your employees. This can obviously piss off some people, shutting a plant down. There may be some costs to that, of course. It's way less of an issue though, if you can prevent even one incident or one injury in a workforce. This is extremely tough in union plants, but I've managed hourly, salaried, and unionized plants. You need strict policies, write-ups, and solid documentation proving the unsafe operation. This is going to save your butt as a manager when it comes to a possible firing or a write-up that's taken place in your workforce. There's no exceptions to any of this behavior at all. It has to change, and you have to be so strict on your policies. Hazard number 4, unguarding or poorly guarded equipment. Missing guards, bypass interlocks, or exposed pinch points are so common in manufacturing plants. You need to have visual checks being done all the time. Again, I refrain from one specific time of the day where you go around and check a box. This needs to be part of your culture, and you need to be looking out for these things all the time. This can't just be managers or lead hands. This has to be every employee looking out for the betterment and the safety of the employees beside them. Also, when you are writing your safe work procedures, you need to put in there the importance of the guard or safety precautions that you've put in place. You have to say in there why it's there and the reason it needs to be on, and this needs to be a part of their training that every employee gets who's working in and around that equipment. Hazard number 5, ergonomic issues and repetitive strain risks. Workstations, wrong height, improper lifting techniques, awkward reaches. These are all very common that most places see it. If you've ever worked in concrete or have done anything labor intensive, this happens all the time. It's almost impossible to actually teach someone to bend down and pick something up by only using their knees. But of course, we have to say it, we have to train on it, and we have to make sure that people are following that as best as possible. How do you fix something like this? Well, you can do quick assessments. Again, you can walk around, see someone reaching or pulling or doing something that's going to get them hurt. You need to make sure that people are doing it correctly, and you need to be advising them and telling them in the moment of what they're doing wrong. You need them to understand that they're doing it wrong too. All of these fixes work, but the real game changer, I've actually mentioned a couple of times now, is going to be the culture in your manufacturing plant. Having a safety representative from the shift, an actual worker, not just the safety manager, doing your safety audits and walkthroughs is highly recommended. If you are a part of a plant and you have a safety manager that's walking through to do the audits, I recommend stopping that immediately. Not many people, especially new hires, like to open up to someone who's in management. They feel more inclined to open up to one of their peers, someone who's working beside them or doing a task that they see them doing regularly. But if you just pull them off as a safety representative and have them do the audits, you're going to have a lot more dialogue with the employees. They're going to open up more. They're going to trust the person they're speaking with. But the key thing in all of that is going to be communication. Your safety rep needs to communicate. They need to write down their issue as soon as they bring it up. The next safety meeting, they need to express what it was that he or she had. And then they need to report back. Super important, reporting back, telling them what is going to change, why it isn't going to change, or if it's been tabled and it'll be addressed at a different time. Here's something really important. If someone brings up a safety issue to your safety representative or safety manager, don't wait for the next meeting, especially if it's something that can be handled now. If it can be handled now, do it now. Get your mill right, get whoever it needs to be involved to fix the problem so that person is safe. Don't wait, don't table it. That's how we got our recurring hazards gone for good in the plants that I managed. These are not complicated, but most plants fix them only after the incident has taken place. I was different. If I saw a recurring issue, I shut the whole thing down and I addressed it immediately and it was fixed. Yeah, it cost short-term production, but it saved injuries and fines, and it built a culture where people responded to issues before they became problems. The result in all of this was 0 OSHA findings, near misses or way down, and a team that trusted leadership had their back. So important. If any of these are happening on your floor, fix one this week. And if it's really bad, fix it right now. I'm adding a safety checklist and a sample of one of my safe work procedures that I wrote to the free toolkit. The link will be in the description. And if you want to send me your photos and for me to take a look and kind of advise you on what I'm seeing or maybe even help you with your safe work procedures, you can go ahead and do that. All you gotta do is drop a consult right down in the comments. I like to grab a couple of them each week if I can, have a 15-minute call with you just to go over that with you, completely free. I'm not trying to sell you on anything. Also, please, I'd love to know, let me know in the comments, what are some of the safety issues that you're dealing with currently right now on your plant floor? I'm Brad. Thank you so much for watching. This is Biz 101 HQ. Hit subscribe for more real fixes on your plant floor, and I'll see you in the next one.